I said I was gonna take a break. I don't know if I said that in the last episode, but I was gonna take a break for quite a while because I had a lot of things happening, a lot of events that were upcoming, right? And I did take a break, so a lot of things happened. Sports day happened, which is why I hadn't been on. I hadn't recorded for a while, and I didn't have any idea exactly what to talk about at all. But it's winter break, and I've been home alone for a while because most of the family's been out, right? And I couldn't think of anything to talk about. But today I kind of did, and I'm also on Ark and not on Minecraft because Minecraft got really boring. So you guys are just gonna have to watch me try and catch a baryonyx today. You guys can get a look at my base if you want to. This is what it looks like. Oh shit! Take a look at my base. This is the island, mind you. If you're wondering why I have wyverns on it, because there's I have a mod which has a wyvern trench on. I got a lot of mods on this fucking world actually, if you think about it. A lot of stuff. But anyways, what I wanted to say was it's been a long while since I've done a lot of things. And it's been a long while since I ever thought about doing a podcast episode at all. Just purely like because of how busy I've been doing so much stuff. Trying to help out with so many things at school. Because I am a junior and there's a lot of events. For some reason the school decides that when you're a junior you should be doing a lot, you should be the one setting up most of the events for some reason, right? Like you would assume it would be other people, but you would assume it'd be like the seniors or something. But if you think about it, the seniors not doing it kind of makes sense, because I mean, it's their last year. They deserve to just take a break and all that. Juniors are, okay, not really. Sophomores are more the middleman. And obviously, freshmen, they're not going to be doing anything. Freshmen, it's their first year in high school. Obviously, they should not be having any, they probably don't have any part in anything. They shouldn't, at least. I mean, they should, but I mean, like, they shouldn't be taking care of the actual event themselves, if you get what I mean. You get what I'm saying? I don't mean, like, you know, I don't mean they shouldn't have any part in it at all. I just mean that they should just enjoy their first year, because it's like their first year here. Having them do so much random stuff would probably be way too much for them to handle. Just like, because imagine just like first, like this is your first time ever, like coming. This is your first year in high school ever, and then you just get forced to do a bunch of random ass shit. Like the school just tells you, hey, you gotta take care of these events. You gotta take care of like Valentine's Day. You gotta set up sports day. I mean, no, technically they do have to do sports day because. Okay, let me explain. Because sports day is more of an event where each year has their own color instead of having a color for each their own. It's like, so each year, like there are 4 colors. Each year has their own color house. So the freshmen do technically have to take care of all of it themselves, but. You know, just that alone isn't the only thing that isn't the only thing I mean. Because, what the fuck? Oh, it's a beaver. What I mean is the sports day event is the main thing that I mean, right? That I want to talk to you about is sports day, the sports day event that happened. Because sports day is like a very long, it's probably the hardest event to have to take care of out of every other event that we have. Because there are plenty of events that happen, like Valentine's Day that I just mentioned, and also film show that happens. Just just for the funsies. That's what the school considers to be fun. Kids is having them set up their own entire. What the hell? Because apparently that's what my school considers to be fun. Funsies. You let the kids set up their own fucking movie day for everyone to. For everyone to just have fun, but everyone is having fun except for the one setting it up, of course, because you gotta set up everything, and the school, they're not helping. They are not helping you at all. They just like, it's like they throw you the responsibility, and they're just like, hey man, you got this event coming up. That's on you, mate. We ain't helping you with nothing. Like, and even if you come and ask us for help, we're not gonna help you because. We got shit to do on our own. What shit, you may ask? Fuck, who the fuck knows? Because I remember last year, when I was a sophomore, the events, the only event that I really had to take care of was sports day, because sports day is the only event that everyone has to be a part of. like everyone has to be a part of sports day. And obviously it's your own color, and the high school kids are the one to take care of it, and then all the rest of the elementary, primary school kids, kindergarten kids, they all just take after you, you know, they're just a part of your color house. They don't have to lead the color house like you do. But when the high school kids are like, that's their job of leading the actual house, leading the actual color house, right? They have to do all the decorations for the fucking stands. They have to do all the cheerleading song, which is definitely what takes up most of your time, I'm assuming, because that's what I see for everyone. And let me tell you, dude, the cheer thing is definitely where everyone puts most of their, like, okay, no, not everyone, but everyone either has to, like, it looks to me like everyone has to choose whether to focus only on your, holy shit. It seems to me like everyone focuses on one or the other. They either put all of their efforts onto the stands, or they just put all of their efforts onto the cheer dance, which I think is what most people do. That's gonna one-shot it. We're good. That's what I see most. That's what I feel like most people do. Because, oh no, oh motherfuck. I don't know about everyone else, but I feel like I definitely put a lot of my time into more of the cheerleading program, a lot more than the stands do. Because cheer is just like the most fun part of sports day to me. But to me, cheerleading is just like the most fun part of all that. Because you gotta take care, you gotta like, you know, it's just you and your mates hanging out like all day, every day, basically. Just practicing this cheer dance, just fucking praying that you know, it turns out really well. And that takes a lot of energy, because you gotta be here like trying to practice all that while the rest of the people who are not involved with the cheer, they gotta fucking paint, they gotta paint the stand, they gotta decorate, make props for everything. Our stuff turned out pretty well, I would say. I'll put up a photo if I have one. But the thing is, compared to last year's, it was way more stressful compared to last year's, because last year we had a lot of time. Last year we had around 3 months or so, I would believe, right? I believe we had around 3 months to try and take care of everything. But compared to this year, where we only had around 2 months and a half, I think, pretty sure, 3 months and a half, which is not much time if you think about it. No, not 3. Wait, no, what am I saying? No, I mean 1 month and a half, a month and a half. So we had basically half the time we had to do, but we still had to try and like produce the most. We still had to produce the same thing, right? I mean, obviously everyone else also had, like, all the rest of the color houses had just as much time as we did. So I'm just talking out my ass, to be honest. Obviously, like, the product that we had to come out, we tried to replicate what we had for last year's. Last year's, I'd say, came out pretty well. It's a shame that we didn't win, but I enjoyed last year's sports day quite a bit. But this year we tried to replicate that. And it didn't work out very well. Mostly because, well, we did not have time. We just straight up did not have time to do it. Like, half the time to do it and replicate, and we still had to do all the same amount of work. Last year the work was already insane enough in and of itself. So the fact that we had to try and do all of it again is pretty nuts, which is why I completely just held off on doing anything until sports day ended. I just held off on doing anything until sports day ended, because I was just like, yeah, there's no way I get to do anything. I can do anything, like, especially sit here and record a video for like a couple of minutes just talking. Like, there's no way I could do that with all the things that I had on my plate going on. And major props to everybody who worked on the fucking, everyone of my friends who helped to work on all that. Like, you guys, like, I'm really proud of everyone of how it came out. And I'm really thankful that everyone came to help as well. It doesn't really matter if we won or not. Just us joining that, just us like participating in that and doing all of that is winning enough itself, to be honest with you. It's just crazy that we could pull that off in such a short amount of time, in the amount of time that we had. And I think that with the limitations that we had, what we did the best for what we could have done, and probably even better what we could have done. I'd say it was perfect. It came out well. I don't think that it could have gone much better than what we did, because the time was limited, resources were limited. The budget for this year was a lot tighter than the one we had last year. It was around half of the price the budget was around half compared to the one that we had last year. So with all those limitations still managing to come out with a product which is pretty fucking good, I have to say that I am definitely proud of everyone who worked their asses off. They worked their fucking out. They worked so damn hard for this. We stayed at school till like 8, 9, 10 sometimes, but most of the times around 8 or 9. We would just stay there, just like working our asses off. That's a 150, holy shit. We would spend our time just at school. School became our second home for a few months, to be honest with you. And this was one of the most fun things that happened last year, and I found it completely, and I always enjoy it, right? But the workload is crazy, but the stress feels good, you know what I mean? It's like a good type of stress. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like, it's more of, like, it's not that bad. It's, how do I say it? It's just, you get to hang out with your friends all the way till nighttime, just chilling there. Obviously, you don't get to just chill. Like, you obviously have to do so much work too, obviously. But it's still fun, right? Like, you and your friends, you and your mates just sitting there and just like laughing, chilling, dancing, trying to figure out stuff. I also need to talk about my fucking the cheerleader for our cheer dance, right? We hired a teacher, which was around last year too. We had the same teacher last year as well, but fuck me, this guy didn't do jack shit, man. He's a great teacher, I'll tell you that. He has a great mind. He thinks that his choreography skills are far beyond anything I've ever seen before. Probably because I've never seen anything, to be honest. But he can think of things on the spot, and it's impressive. He is a very good teacher. His only real downside is this motherfucker never shows up for shit. He does not help us with any of the like he misses so much stuff, and I would say it's probably because of how little we pay him compared to last. We paid him around like half of what we paid him last year, just because of how tight our budget was. So obviously, I wasn't expecting him to try and to try his best to help us out here, because, well, he doesn't have an incentive to, right? Because fucking hell, we're not paying him that much. But at least show up, like, right? Like, at least just show up. Like, bro did not show up at all. He did not even try. Like, he didn't even come. For the most part, we all ended up having to do our own thing. Like we ended up trying to have to like figure out the choreography for ourselves. And don't even get me started on like all the props that we had to move, because it's a performance, so the dance is not the only part of it. There's so many more things than just the dance that goes into it too. And it's just completely fucking, it's unacceptable that this dude did not even, like, he's the day before, right? So just a couple of days before like the real event really happened, bro did not help. Like, he came in for a bit, and he came to say like, okay, so this is how the props are going to be moved, and I'm going to bring the props on the real day, so don't worry about it, we'll bring the props on the real day. And then the real day comes, bro doesn't show the fuck up, right? And the thing is, we've had him before. We've hired him last year, and he did the same thing. He swerves us all the time. So us knowing this, we had to prepare everything on our own anyways. So luckily enough, we were prepared to take care of it. But fuck me, dude. Imagine we weren't. Which is what happened last year. But last year, at least he did show up last year, right? At least he kind of did show up last year. Like on the real day, he did at least show up. But same cannot be said about this fucking year. Bro did not even care. So for the most part, we all had to do our own choreography. I had to do most of I had to help with a lot of the props and backdropping. It was just a fuck fest, but to be honest with you, it just made it more fun, you know? The fact that we just you know, midway through, we just decided, nah, this guy's a clown. He's not gonna show up. Let's just take things into our own hands and put matters in our own hands. And we did, and it was way more fun than having to wait for this fucking idiot to try and show up to help us with class. Because obviously, bro was not going to come. Like, it was clear as day that bro had no intentions of coming. He was telling us on text, like, oh, I'll make it, and motherfucker did not even try to make it. So we knew that was gonna happen, so we were prepared. Luckily, if we were not prepared, I honestly think that we were just fucked there, to be honest. We would have been fucked there. For sure. We would have had no chance of doing anything here. We would have lost, and our performance would have been lost as well. It would have been terrible. But I feel like that's what makes sports day fun to me, is just the sheer amount of stress that you get put through. I know it sounds kind of like sociopathic, like psychotic a bit. What do you call sociopath? Sociopath. A psychopath is called psychotic. A sociopath would be what? Sociotic. But yeah, now that that's over, I feel like I can probably start chilling a bit more. Just, you know, I can talk a bit more. Because now I don't have to stress about it. But when there's no stress, it's kind of boring, isn't it? I sound like a complete psychopath. I can't lie to you. That's what I also want to talk about, is that a lot of these events happen. It's the fun of school, right? Like, this is what makes school fun. Like, you get what I mean, right? You get what I mean? Like, it makes school fun, right? It's just like, these events, you and your friends just relaxing and not relaxing. Why do I keep saying that? You know, these events are the life of your fucking childhood days. Because one day you're gonna look back at this and you're gonna be like, dude, I wish I was back in high school. I miss high school, man. Just thinking about it gets me sad, because one day you're gonna have to graduate, have to get a job, be a real member of society. That's scary, innit? Because you gotta be like, you gotta work. You gotta be a functioning member of society. You gotta actually do things. And that's an alpha man. Because if I think about it, I am this close to having to apply to college and having to find a job. Just think about that for a minute. I have to find a job. Like, that's legit. I have to apply to college. I'm gonna have to go find a job eventually. I'm gonna have to leave all of my friends. I'm gonna have to take care of myself. Like, this past weekend, I have been alone in the house because my family has just been doing, they went on vacation, right? And I didn't really feel like going. Don't ask why, but I just did not feel like. So I was home alone for a while. And that was like the first taste of having to be a functioning adult. Because I had to take care of the house on my own. And I was the only person in that house, basically. I was basically the only person there. And I had to take care of the house on my own. And that was my first, like, it was like a free trial of, that was basically essentially a fucking free trial of, this is a better accent than mine. Essentially a free trial of just being a college student, right? Because you gotta do your own shit, you gotta do all that. Dude, you gotta take care of the house on your own, you gotta make your own food, you gotta get out, you gotta go buy groceries. It's like, it's insane. Because, like, it's not like I don't do any of those things, but just being alone feels weird, right? Because not having your parents around at all, after being taken care of for years on end, it feels awkward. It just feels scary to have to dip your toes into the realm of adulthood, of actual adulthood. And what scares me more than adulthood is friends, right? But, oh, get the fuck away from me. Oh, no, okay. I'm this jellyfish. Oh! But yeah, like, I hear a lot of stories. Cause I tell people this. I tell, like, adults, right? people who were friends with their high school friends, I tell them this. They're like, "What are you? You got nothing to be worried about. You'll talk to them because, like, you know, you have the internet nowadays. You don't have to talk to them." And I find that completely true because, because I think about it for a second. I'm like, yeah, it's completely. What am I even worried about? Because, I mean, I've been friends with these motherfuckers for over 10 years now, almost. That's a lie. A lie? 5 years, around that. Some 10, some have been 10 years. But for the most part, it's like, you know, it's a couple of years. Not crazy. But like still, you know, it's like it is kind of scary to think about. What happens if you don't? Right? Because it's true, like you can, but it doesn't mean that you will. To be honest with you, I find it completely hard to like try and oh shit. I find it really hard to believe that I won't talk to these motherfuckers again because I definitely will. I wouldn't be able to stop myself if I tried. Right? Oh no, get the fuck away. No, oh my fucking god. The thing is, I'd be much more worried if if I were like, if all of them were moving to different countries and they would live in a whole different country from me. But most of them, if not all of them, are not. I'm not sure what the fuck I have to worry about. Because I'll definitely see them again. Thailand is not a very big country, right? So I'm obviously gonna have to see these motherfuckers again eventually. There's no way I don't. Just purely because of like, if they live here, I'm gonna find them. Like, I don't care. I'll fucking find you. I promise that. I'll find these motherfuckers, bro. I swear to God. That sounds weird, but I'll find my boys, bro. I'll find them. I definitely. But the one thing that does make me not okay, because for the most part I'm not excited to go up. But there is one thing that does, and that's driving, man. Holy shit, I cannot wait for that. That is be fun. That's fun for me, to be honest with you. Like, who doesn't love driving, right? Like, that just sounds fun. Like, just driving a car around, like, just think about that. Like, obviously, that's a dream for a kid. Imagine being able to drive around from, like, your school, from my house to fucking to my university. That'd be so cool. I feel like such an accomplished adult. There's such a sad end goal in it. You get to drive around whenever you want. Get a car. The thing is, I do want to drive a bike, but I mean, I'm sure everyone has heard talk about motorbikes. Like, you're gonna crash and you're gonna be fucking disabled forever for the rest of your life. There's no way I'm letting you drive that motorbike. Bullshit. My parents say that when they literally are like, I'm sure everyone who wanted a motorbike at one point has heard that. And it's sad, but it is kind of true though. Motorcycles are pretty dangerous. But obviously you're not. It's not like everyone gets disabled from a fucking motorcycle. Like, if that were true, then nobody would be driving motorcycles anymore, right? But to be fair, driving a car does seem a lot cooler. Plus, it is a lot more practical. Honestly, it is a lot more practical to be driving a full car than just a motorbike from here to there, you know. But it's okay. Just, I don't really care what I drive as long as I get to, right? Like, holy shit, imagine just driving it. I don't care what I drive. I just want to drive. That's the only part of adult life that I'm looking forward to. College life will be cool though, because college life is more like the midpoint between actual adulthood, but also you're also a teenager, you know? It's more of like the transition point where you get. It's more of the transition point between both worlds, where you get the worst of them. So you get a bit of freedom, because as a kid you don't have many responsibilities. You don't have to worry about anything. You got no stress, but you also got no freedom. But as an adult, you get all the freedom, but you also get all the stress. But then as a college student, teenager, you get the freedom. You get some of the freedom, but you get all of the stress as well. So it's like you get basically the worst of both sides. It's just a complete fuck show. It's just a complete fuck fest. But it still sounds really fun to me. You just get to be an adult, right? Like you get to, like I see like the seniors. Sorry. I see seniors who have like graduated before me, a couple of years older than I am. They're living life, man. It's like they're adults already, and they're like what 2 years older than me. And bro, they're already like living like they're fucking 40-year-old dads. And they got the dad pose and everything, like when they drive and all that. Like, it's fucking hilarious. But it also seems so fun to do, cause like, why would you like? That's so cool. Like, holy shit, that's like amazing. I would love to just be like that, you know? Like you get to take care of yourself. I just realized I've been talking for like 30 minutes about where I've been and what I've been doing and what school is like. It's a fucking complete waste of time. I had way more planned for this. I had way more planned. But yeah, clearly it's not. I'm not gonna be talking about that anymore. Huh? I guess I just love school. Huh? It's funny how like, you know, like when you're a kid, you're like, fuck school, dude. I hate school, man. Like I don't ever want to fucking go to school. But I know for a fact, like the second those kids as soon as they fucking graduate, dude, they're gonna be crying their asses off, missing school, missing their friends, dude. Holy shit. I mean, I know I will. But dude, like I know I just know that every one of those people who say that they don't like school, one day they'll live to regret it. Because I know I already am. I know I am. I'm living to regret it already, and I haven't even graduated yet. That's just, yeah, like fuck me, dude. Like I'm gonna miss this damn school. I'm gonna miss everyone here. I know that. I'm going to... What the fuck is it? Where the fuck is my industrial cooker? You know what else I'm gonna miss about school, man? School crushes and drama. Holy shit, that shit is fun, dude. Oh my lord. Like, I see so many videos of people just like with their life stories during school. And it's insane how like absurd their life stories and their life in high school is. But then I also realized that like the drama in my school shit is nuts. Shit goes crazy too. And like drama and shit in school, top tier. You'll never find anything like this. Like all this stuff you find on the internet, all this tea, all this drama, dude. Nothing compares. It's just not the same. Cause you know why? Cause kids are stupid, man. Kids are fucking stupid. If you compare like any of this celebrity drama compared to anything else that happens in high school, it's not comparable. Cause, dude, kids are fucking dumb, right? So they just beef over like the stupidest shit. Now, I will never understand people go through such insane lengths for. Like, maybe they don't grow up, right? But to be fair to them, like I'll never understand people overreact this much. Or things that are just like, it ain't that deep, bro. Like, you know, you don't have to go out of your way to like get your entire friend group to hate on someone. You don't gotta like block them in their entire friend group just because one of them hurt your feelings. Right? Like, it's like, if your friend group has a leader, that's already fucked up to begin with. And like, let alone having your friend group leader hate on a person and just make their entire friend group hate you. This is what high school drama is. It's stupid and it's pointless, and it's just a bunch of children fighting with each other on like a bigger scale, right? It's the same thing as like fucking kindergartners ganging up on each other because like, oh my god, you stole my Pikachu doll. I hate you now. I'm gonna make all my friends hate you. We all hate you now. You're not invited to my birthday party, but just on a bigger scale. Instead, they just go like, bro, like, oh my goodness, how the fuck could you do this to me? I'm literally going to like get all my friends to hate on you and block you because you know you hurt my feelings and you called me by the wrong pronoun. Like, bro, what the fuck you on about? if you're worrying about stuff like this, dude, I don't know what the fuck your priorities are. But if you're worried about stuff like this at this age, you have some serious other issues than people offending you at this point, right? Like, it's pretty obvious that you need to get your life together, mate. If this is what's bothering you, you need to get a life. I know I said like a lot before that I said that I want this podcast to be non-controversial and just a place where you talk about life. Yeah, I'm throwing that out the window right now. I don't even fucking care, to be honest with you. But it's just, how do you take things? Okay, I'm gonna say something that I probably shouldn't say, but I won't mention names, of course. But I shouldn't say this, but I shouldn't really talk about the story. Yeah, I'm gonna say it anyways though, because shit's funny as fuck. But let's just say, him and his girl, it's not going. Right? I mean, obviously they've broken up now, which thank the Lord. But just to put into perspective how terrible things would be going, this motherfucker, right, would leak one of his dick pics just because, spite, I guess, right? It's a good, like, just something like this. It shows you the level of insanity that goes through people's minds and goes through people's brains. Like, how do you even, like, it just shows you like how it's just, I told you, it's just like a bunch of kids on like a bigger scale. But when you get to a bigger scale, right, obviously kids do stupid shit, but obviously as a kid you can't do much, right, because you're a kid. Like, no, what can you do? But once you're at a bigger scale and you're older, if you have the capabilities to do something bigger, but you still have the mentality of a child, imagine giving a child a gun. What the fuck is the child gonna do with that? Obviously he's gonna kill somebody, right? It's something stupid's gonna happen, which is exactly what's going on here. You're giving a kid, okay, not a gun, it's not that bad, but like you're giving a kid something, like you're letting a kid play with fire, for example. Like, the kid, he's still a kid, but he has something, he's more dangerous, right? That's what a teenager is right now. That's what a teenager is. A kid with more potential to do stupid shit. But that stupid shit, like, it just progressively gets worse as like the older you get. But the thing is, most of these kids, they're good students. That's what scares me, because they're good students. Like, they get like they're more, how do you say this? They're traditionally smart, right? Like, obviously to parents, if you get like a 4.0 GPA, 3.9, whatever the fuck, you're traditionally smart, right? Like, you would assume that this kid is a genius, like an absolute god. You're a genius. You're crazy. You're a genius. But then you see what they do, and then you're like, and then you start to question if this kid is actually smart or not. That's the thing with kids. That's a red drop. Holy shit! You get this. How do I say this without sounding like a dick? There's no way to say this without sounding like a dick. But these kids are stupid, right? Like, of course you look like you're traditionally smart. Like, you look like you have good grades, and that's gonna be their like one thing that they say. They're like, I'm smart, I have good grades. But then you try to put this kid in the real world, they won't be surviving a single day, right? Like, I know plenty of kids who have god awful grades. They can't do jack shit. Like, they just can't. Like, there's no way that if someone looked at them, you'd go like, oh nah, this kid is an actual idiot. This kid's holy shit, this kid's a retard. But then you look at their actual skills and you take a look just for a bit, right? You just look at like their skills of taking care of themselves outside of school, and then you notice that they do way better compared to 4.0 kids. There are people that I know that like, it's not their strong point, but they have so many skills that they could just do on their own at such a young age too. That's what surprises me more, is that like these kids could be like taking care of like the whole house on their own, cooking their own food, getting their own groceries, like knowing exactly what to do at like grade 8, grade 9, grade 7, dude. there's like at such a young age, like you had these skills. Like sure, like you may not be such a very good, like, you know, you may not be that great of a student. Maybe you can't learn very well. Maybe you can't remember vocab. You can't remember like a formula very well, but that doesn't make you any less, you know, doesn't make you any less, how do I say this? It doesn't make you any less capable than these kids with fucking insane grades, right? Because to be honest with you, I think a kid like this, there's a better chance of surviving off in the real world. If I were a student, if I were a company, if I were trying to hire for something, dude, any day. Is this irrigated? This is irrigated, right? Good. How do I power right now? School has become more of a place where it's just become more of a memory game and more of who can get better scores compared to who can learn the most, right? Which is probably why I think most of these kids who are hardwired to just study and study and study and remember all this stuff, that's why they end up coming out of school completely clueless and lost to anything that happens outside of school. Like the only thing you know is how to apply for college, how to do this, how to remember this, a formula for this, a formula for that. You know how to collect, you know how to fucking get these scores and all these things and all the things to put in your portfolio to try and apply for a very good prestigious college. Then you come out of college, then what? You're just as fucking stupid. You look just as stupid as the guy who gets a 0.0 GPA. Like you look like you and him are on the same playing field. Despite the amount of work that you all put in, obviously like the amount of work that you put in being like tenfold, like being better than him, like being more work than him tenfold at least. And yet you come out looking like a fucking idiot. You still end up looking like an idiot because why? Because it doesn't matter. It literally does not matter. Yeah, that's what school is now. School is more of a memory game than an actual place to learn. That's kind of sad to think about. But that's just how school is. But I feel like having these skills that these kids know, like knowing how to traverse around the country, knowing this place to this place, you know, like you know how to book, you know how to take care of like first aids, you know like first aid, you know all this important shit. Like this is it's far better to do that compared to fuck all that you learn in school. Can you not fucking die? This episode has gone for an hour, which is nuts to me because I haven't even talked about anything. I haven't really talked about much at all. But to be honest, I've talked about a lot of things that I really need to say, especially about school and a lot of the school events. I talked a lot about school today, huh? I didn't really talk about much else. I want to stop naming my things after topics because most of the times I don't even have a topic in mind. I just talk about so many different topics at once that just naming the video a topic would be kind of misleading because obviously I'm not going to be only talking about that topic. I'm going to be talking about like everything in the entire universe, right? So I just wanted to plan on naming my episodes just Yap Sessions Part 1, Episode 1, Episode 2, and on, right? But I feel like I could probably name this episode about school because I did mostly only talk about school. So I feel like that's fine for this episode only, like specifically this episode only. And I feel like that's probably enough because it's gonna take me a whole year to fucking render this video and edit it and go through everything I need to cut out. Because obviously I say some mad shit. I should not be out there in public. I can't lie to you. But yeah, I think that's fine for today. I'll probably make another episode because just because of how free I am. But I'll think of something. Something will come up eventually. And I'm just gonna try to get my friends on here too, because obviously it's gonna be funny. But if I feel like that's not gonna happen. These motherfuckers, they don't even fucking reply to my texts. They don't even listen to my texts. I tell them to go out somewhere. They ain't even coming with me. So I've basically been spending winter alone. It is Christmas Eve. And this is how I'm spending it. So clearly my friends don't want to hang out with me. Tomorrow is Christmas. Well, Merry Christmas. By the time this video comes out, it probably will be Christmas. Because this is an hour long for me to render all this and get everything done. It's gonna be a nightmare. But thank you if you listened to an hour of me talking. It's unbelievable that I actually went through this long. I didn't even know that I would. But yeah, thank you. I'll make another episode soon. I hope. I'll try. Right, I'll try. If something comes up in my mind, I'll probably record it again. But it's Christmas, so I probably won't be doing anything anyways. So just take this 1 hour long video as compensation for not recording. Because, I mean, man's got to celebrate Christmas, right? So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next episode whenever that may come out.